Talk through like your generation. So we're talking about like TP, Reilly, Taylor. Eubanks was in here earlier. We shot some shows. And he goes, the thing that's like weird that I don't think that your group understands is like you guys were sitting around at like 14, 15 years old and you're like, we're going to play in majors, we're going to win tournaments, we're going to do all this shit. And then it actually happened, right? Like mine is more like there's one person that made it along with me. It seems like your core group like actually worked. It reminds me of like the French group of like Tsonga, Simone, Monfils, Gasquet, where like every single one of them is like, oh, you were 12 in the world, you were 9 in the world, you were 8 in the world. Do you guys...
When we come away from it, I think we're going to be like, wow.
Do you guys actively acknowledge it? Like it doesn't happen. Normally you lose some soldiers along the way, right?
Yeah, like, it seemed like everybody just kept going.
Yeah.
It's weird.
Is it exactly what you guys thought?
It's weird because like we're all like, we're all generally like get on well. Yeah. We're all like good friends, but it's we always kind of had that mentality. Well, if this guy did it, oh, I can definitely do it, right? And then it kind of just and so on and so forth. There was me and Kozlov, and then then Tommy, these guys started coming, and Fritz, and then it just kind of kept going. And then and we just kept believing off each other, but not really spoken about. We just kept believing off each other, and then, but sometimes like I've had a conversation with Fritz. I'm like, bro, like honestly, like shortly after we played in the U.S. Open, I'm like, bro, like growing up, I never thought in my mind I would be playing your ass in the U.S. Like think about it. Like I mean, because we're watching you play and like Fed, Rafa. Like think about all the people I'm thinking about like to win a slam. I'm like Taylor Fritz, like it's crazy. Like,
and did some of you develop later? So like there, like in every group, there's like some stud who's 12 who you never hear of again. But then there's some guy like Marty Fish didn't make nationals until he was like 15.
So Fritz was like. Couldn't put one foot in front of the other. Like he was. I mean, he falling off treadmills. I mean, he was not. But then. But
he was kind of good at like young. I mean, he made the finals of Memphis when he was like 18.
So yeah, but I'm talking about like in the beginning, like 12, 14. Then like when he turned 15, he had a growth spurt, and then like started serving well. We're like, oh, like he got crazy. Yeah. And then he started winning a bunch and started getting his feet on him. Reilly, I would say was good, and then he had a growth spurt in the middle, and then he got better. Tommy was always good.
Tommy was always. He looks like he's kind of good.
Tommy was always good. He was always a freak. Myself as well.
Yeah, I remember you're one of the guys we heard about like when we were on tour. Is like there's this 13-year-old.
Yeah,
like one of those guys.
Exactly. So we all had it a little different. Tommy when he first came on and got it going later. But yeah, I mean we're all walk away from it at minimum and be like, yeah, top 20 in the world, top 10 in the world. Like it's pretty wild. It's pretty wild.
It's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Like I don't know. And you guys actually like lived, trained, like you were like with each other.
Yeah. Like I mean Tommy, he sent me his
like explain that because our listeners, I don't know that they fully understand like how small the world is. It's like you guys all coexisted in the same 3 blocks
no.
for like 90% of your life.
No, I don't think people understand. Like USTA dorms, it's me, Tommy, Reilly, and like Fritz, and we're like in bunk beds. Like
that's wild.
Like I mean, and then wake up and then play for 6 hours and then mess around, get in trouble, do the whole thing, go to like, and then kind of go out and practice the next day for years. And it's just, and you don't really think anything of it. You're kind of just a kid, right? Like, you're like, yeah, he's good, he's good too, but like, whatever.
It's kind of weird. Like we talk, like I'm sure you guys have to talk about U.S. tennis ad nauseum. Like it's just.
No, we got to hear your name a lot.
It's the worst. I know. I like hate it. Brutal. I promise you, I hate it. I hate it for you guys as much as you guys hate it for yourselves.
Yeah.
But it's kind of weird because we make player development into this really. It can become complex too, and the simplest version of it is whether it's Bollettieri's in the '80s, like when Andre. It's the same thing. Andre, Jim, David Wheaton, and all these guys who ended up being top 10, and a lot of them were number 1. Yeah. Like they just beat the shit out of each other every day for a while, right? And then there was that healthy jealousy, like you were talking about. Someone takes a step, it's like,
no,
like I want to do that. Like this is, And then Marty and I, we had a group of 6 guys, and 2 top 10 guys came out. We used to play at an apartment complex on the courts, like Crystal Palms apartment complex. Like if you get talent together,
I don't think it's that complicated, to be honest.
It's harder in America because it's so big. Like
I get it, but moving, once I started to understand, and it's kind of funny you say that about like 7 a.m. workouts and you're thinking about Rafa and those guys. Like when it came to it, and growing up, like, I was like, well, I ain't trying to lose to Tommy Paul. I ain't trying to lose to Reilly Opelka.
Yeah.
Like, from, like, 12.
Yeah.
And then, like, you go to the Nationals, and you're like, okay. And then they did a good job of always putting us in camps. I'm seeing these guys, like, 2 weeks out of every month. Like, once from, like, 14 on, 13 on. And so, but, like, yeah, I'm looking around, like, I'm trying to be the best out of this group. Not really thinking about big picture pros or, turning pro or doing that whole thing.
Because that's not dominating your day to day.
Yeah, I was like, I don't really care about that. This group right here, I gotta be the guy.
Did you think you were a really good group, or did you just think we're one of the groups that exists now?
I mean,
or does every teenager think he's part of a good group?
I mean, yeah. I think we thought we were like really good. I mean, but I didn't. You don't still know what that looks like, because you're so far away from it. Like, I mean, I'll be honest. As a kid, I was super arrogant. Like, I was just like, I mean, there was a point like 14. I was just like, yeah, I'm gonna make it for sure. I don't know what
you actually. So I'm
telling
it's so
you,
funny
like,
how like different mentalities can kind of get to the same like result. I was always like, I suck. Like, I thought everyone else was amazing. And then something clicked and it like switched.
Like for example,
I didn't have that like when I was a kid.
100%. Like Dennis Kudla was so big that he was in our academy growing up. And he was always the guy and always on papers. And I remember he had like a good run. He got in the top 100, 20 something. And I was like, I remember telling coaches, I was like, well, I love Dennis, but Dennis made it. I definitely should make it, right? I'm like 14 years old. And the guys are like, what are you talking about? Like, this guy, like,
you suck.
What do you mean? Like, you playing 14's like national open right now. Like, you talking about like Kudla playing Wimbledon, he's second week. I was like, nah. If he's making, I was like, yeah. I mean, you can break down his forehand, right? I should make it if he's.
Man.
But that sickness. But then the other guys are like, they weren't quite like that. They were just trying to beat everybody they're playing.
Yeah.
I was super naive as a kid. I was like, why not?
That's amazing. I wish I can't figure out what part of like what the proper combo is of like the way you thought versus like my stress, my stressed existence.
Do you think if given what the temperature is now, would you have gone to college maybe instead of going pro at a young age? We were just having a conversation with.
Well, the context of it was guys are getting paid. Like I signed a Reebok deal where I got paid $300,000 when I was 17 over 5, and then there was incentives. So like that was my reason for turning pro. Right, but now you can make that, and you can go train at a great facility, and almost create like a super team of.
Do exactly what you're saying, right? You'd be around the best
facilities,
of the
and it's basically taking what you guys had in Orlando, but getting paid for it. Do you think the current version of that would change anything, or were you just basically like it's pro or bust,
Give me pro.
as fast as possible?
For me, at my position, no, I still would have turned pro. I was
the same.
I was going. I was like, man, like.
You're like, it's my destiny.
I was like, what are we waiting for?
Yeah.
I wasn't trying to be in the classroom either. I'll give it space, man. I was not trying to do that too. But I mean, I think going to college would have been fun, but I was locked in. I was ready to go. So I was like, let's do it. But to your point though, like a lot of people saying like, whatever your college scholarship quote unquote would be over those 250,000, 300,000, like if you're not getting that, like your ass needs to be going to college. Like contractually, so
yeah. Like I always approached it from people are like, well, you lose your eligibility, and I go, my goal wasn't to play line 4 somewhere in college. Like I don't want to do that, so I don't care. I can go to school. It's not like as if I can't go to school. Yeah, it'll just be older. Yeah. If I fail, like I for me going pro wasn't a stress point. That's probably the only thing that we might agree on here as far as like the way we go about whatever. I was a psychopath about all of it. So the tour, like when Roger Rafa, Novak stop, and I'm going, okay, there's going to be some parity here. Like it's going to go back to the way it was in the 90s where you had a bunch of people who had like 4, 5, 6 slams, right? Like that used to be the kind of the barometer. Jim Courier has 4, and Edberg has 6, and Becker has 6, and like there are all these icons of the game. Talk through the progression and like what you've seen from Carlos and Jannik, because I get a bunch of has-been players talking about what they see. Tell us about what you see game-wise, and then also like mentality day-to-day, because they seem like Carlos seems like he's got a little bit of you, where like, he lights up when he sees people, and Jannik seems like he's a little standout, little calmer, right?
Yeah.
And did you expect these guys to get this good, this consistently?
No. I knew Sinner was going to be really good. I played him in the next gen. Like when he first was coming out, I was like, man, this guy's going to be good. Obviously, I played Carlos for the first time when he was 17. I was like, everyone was talking about this guy. All the Spanish guys were like, man, like good luck today. This dude's really good.
He was one of those guys you heard about when he was 13. He was like him. Like you hear these kind of names that.
I was like, I ain't about to lose a 17-year-old. I got him like 5 and 6. I could walk up the court, but this dude's nasty. I was like, and so, and then a couple years later, we're playing in the semis of the U.S. Open, and he's 19. I'm like, dude, this guy's gotten so much better in the 2-year span, and then it keep getting better, right? Like, and that's why they stay at the top because it continue to improve. I like in comparison those two to the big four. Obviously, I think Carlos is a combination kind of all of them. Mm-hmm. I think Sinner with the Novak movement.
I was about to say he seems like the next version of Novak. Like, but maybe more aggressive.
Yeah, right. With the Novak movement, but with the Agassi, like everything on the hop and just playing super fast, and you feel like you don't see any space when you're kind of playing against him. But then the tour is kind of open. Then it kind of feels like to me like, like I don't know, those years where before Federer and Rafa and those guys kind of happened. Like it just
back when anyone could win a slam.
Seriously, like it really is open from like 3 to 200 with the guy winning Shanghai. Like I mean, it's
204. He also got 800 in the world the month before. By the way, it's crazy.
It's open. So. It's exciting time from that sense, but and then when you think about it, it's like okay, at the end of the slam, you got to beat 2 guys rather than 3 guys, and a lot of times the 4 guys of semis was already a lock. I just think there's a big open in tennis, and that's what I'm really excited about. I still don't think these guys are unbeatable. I struggle to believe that. Like I generally like, especially
you also thought like you were going to be on tour when you were 14. So
right. But I have to think that way. Yeah. I mean, look, I played Carlos twice, and look, he's won 2 slams, I lost him in 5, and I feel like I missed out on that. I'll be generally honest with you. Last year at Wimbledon, I feel like that's when I let one go. And at the Open, I was hanging for dear life. I mean, we were 3-0 on the 5th, but I was hanging for dear life in the sets I've won. But at Wimbledon, I really felt like that was just one up with a couple of love 30s. So. And then, I guess. Otherwise, then why am I playing if I don't believe that they're unbeatable? Now, are they very tough to beat? Absolutely. It's hence why they're winning every tournament that they mostly enter in. But if you're telling me the whole tour you have a shot, and then at the end of the week you got to beat 2 guys, I'll take that.
Yeah,
taking that
completely. Foe, I know you got a lot of shit going on. I know you're here in town. You got to play tonight. You're going to be on court in front of like 15,000 people in like 3 hours. So we won't keep you any longer, man. We're always cheering for you. I think, like, I've always liked you, and then we hit a little bit yesterday, and I came up, my wife was like, how was it today? I was like, I like him more, I think. Like, he's just like a good dude. Like, it doesn't, he's just as nice and just as friendly when there's no cameras around. So props, man, you're the real thing. I hope great things for you.
Appreciate it, man.
I hope you believe in yourself as much as we believe in you.
That means a lot,
honestly.
Man.
I think I can go a long way. I want you to be in turn next year.
Yes.
Because that means every week was good.
100%.
Appreciate you, bud.
Back hips off, bro.
That's it. That's it. We'll clip that in case it works, but we're not going to speak about it unless it works. Secret code until then. Thank you for watching, sir.